Markle now has a big problem. That's what we want to discuss. By the way, guys, the video you are seeing right behind me is Prince William hosting garden party at Buckingham Palace. I decided to play this video. Let's talk about Meghan's big problem. This is a disaster beyond words. What is happening at the moment? Well, you guessed it right. As I have said, Meghan's brand collapsed, and I'm giving you this report exclusively. I do not believe you have heard this somewhere else. So let's take a look more in detail. So basically, what is happening right now? Meghan Markle, she is in tears over unfair criticism of American Riviera Orchard. Obviously, when we talk about criticism, you want to start a business. Of course, people are gonna say this and that, but you should not be bothered. You should not ruffle your feather. Why? Because this is part of daily life. This is part of your business. That some people will like it, some others will not. Meghan Markle is reportedly now in quote-unquote tears over the unfair criticism of her new lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard. No, my brand is gone. People are criticizing. People are blaming it for no reason. I work so hard, 1 hour per week, and still people criticize. This is how she is feeling right now. The Duchess of Sussex announced her new business venture in March and initially teased fans with vague details about her brand. In a cryptic video that was artfully shot at her and Prince Harry's mansion, in Montecito, the Duchess of Sussex could be seen cooking in the kitchen as well as walking around the lavish grounds. Now, let's talk about the CEO problem Meghan has. Obviously, she is asking her employees to look for a CEO, and she's also doing it herself. But looks like nobody absolutely is interested working for American Riviera Orchard for her brand, because no person sees anything good coming out of it, because everybody looks like, to me, they're very, very edgy when it comes to the brand, the future, the potential of Meghan Markle's brand, and they do not want to take the risk. If they do join this brand, American Riviera, and this brand fails, which is very much likely, I'll tell you why, then of course this is not going to look good on their resume. So why it will fail, or it already failed? If you take a look at Instagram, you'll see Meghan Markle only gained 600,000 followers. A lot of them are robots, and on top of all of it, people who joined her Instagram page, they are actually interested. They're curious to see what she'll be doing. In other words, she doesn't really have any real friend. Therefore, it is obvious that her brand, nobody cares. People who care, they are like, yeah, I'm interested to see what she's doing. That's about it. Fuss over the Duchess' new brand soon died down, and after no more details were given by Meghan about when American Riviera Orchard would eventually go live, she was forced to prepare for a huge PR drive to improve her image before the launch. However, royal expert and author Tom Quinn, he believes that Meghan would have been devastated following the lackluster reception to American brand Riviera Orchard, especially after the criticism she received over her new jam. In other words, what we understand, Tom Quinn, what he's saying, if it is true, is that the people who received her free jam, in the basket, in the jar, they left a negative review about the whole product. That's what I'm getting the feeling from this comment by Tom Quinn. The one fly in the ointment is Meghan's new internet brand, American Riviera Orchard. Meghan was in tears when the brand launched after her new jam was widely mocked for being expensive and nothing special. Two things he's mentioning here. It is expensive, and it is. She's selling it, or she's aiming to sell it for $200, I think, something around that ballpark. And the other thing is that this jam has really nothing special. I mean, this is not made by some super chef. It is not made by somebody who would make you, like, people like Gordon Ramsay, right? These people, if they offer you some product, you can expect something very, very special about it. But when Meghan offers you this kind of product, when she has absolutely no idea about cooking, jam, and all of these things, these are not going to cut it. And then so he explained she was reached to the point now where she thinks that anything and everything she does will be unfairly criticized. Like her husband, she feels that people are unfairly picking on her. She cannot understand why people don't admire her work. Well, Meghan Markle, she needs to come up with something genuine. I mean, if you are faking it, if you are just bringing a product that is already there in the market, I mean, people, there is really nothing you're offering. So if you're crying so much, it will really will not make any difference, because, I mean, people, I'm sorry, people aren't going to spend with the expenses of the daily commodities and all that. No, it's not going to happen. Now, obviously, her husband is also whining about everything. Harry breaks silence after taking free Nigeria flights from fugitive airline boss. So what Harry is saying right now, well, we were invited by the Nigerian defense chief, or intelligence chief. This whole trip was planned by them. We had absolutely no idea who we are going to be using for the transportation. We had no clue. It was up to them totally. We had no knowledge about nothing. So Harry is saying, why you guys are blaming us when we did not even know whose plane was it? It was the Nigerian government. They should know it. So we should not be blamed for it. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have hit back at claims they were given free flights around Nigeria by an airline company whose boss is reportedly wanted in the States. The Duke and Duchess of Goofballs visited Nigeria for 3 days, nearly 2 weeks ago, to champion mental health initiatives for soldiers and empower young people. And then if you read here, Harry and Meghan attended several events around the country, and while British Airways was their choice for international travel, the courtesy flights within Nigeria were provided by Air Peace. So this is from Nigeria. But according to Mail, the founder of Air Peace is Dr. Alan Onema, who faces quote-unquote multiple charges linked to millions of dollars. Now, a source close to the Sussex couple has defended them and dismissed the allegations, saying that travel within the West African nation was organized by the Nigerian Chief of Defense Staff. Again, this is not our fault. This was organized by the Nigerian Chief of Defense Staff. So we flew with them and absolutely had no clue who this person is. We did not want to be bothered. The moment we heard that this flight will be provided for us for free, we were so excited. We were like, yay, we are grifters and we found a free flight. That's exactly what we were planning. And so when they got the news, there's a plane ready for them, just get on and just, go to Nigeria. You do not have to pay British Airways or any other, airline. They were absolutely excited and very, very happy. And now all of a sudden, of course, there are two scenarios. One is that they did not know anything about the flight, which could be true given the fact they're grifters, so they're excited and they lose the control over themselves when they see something coming for free. Too excited, overexcitement, they could miss that opportunity to know more about the trip and everything about it. Or it could be also possible that this trip, when they had no knowledge of, they actually did have knowledge. Now they're pretending they did not have any knowledge, but they wanted to hide it. They pretend like, oh, we did not know nothing about it, when they were briefed. They knew everything. So either way, they are lying. Either they are overreacting or overreacted when they got the offer for free trip because they love freebies. Or it could be they knew everything and then they said, we do not know. Sorry, don't criticize. Please don't blame us. Please. The indictment alleges that Oena used his status as a business leader and an airline executive to launder more than $16 million. So here you go, Harry and Meghan. You have a criminal who has a fraud case against him for 16 million pound and 20 million US dollar, and you're telling me you had absolutely no idea about them. Well, if you did not, then you should know. How can you run a business? Asking Meghan Markle, like American Riviera, okay, you have talent, you have everything. You want us to believe all of this nonsense, right? But then how can you run a business when you have absolutely no idea whose plane you're using to go to places? How can we trust your brand? when we cannot even trust you on this basic stuff? Like, this is basic. We need to know who is providing this flight, all the details. We know the itineraries and all that. Why not ask about this particular plane, who's the boss is? I mean, they don't do any investigation, not at all. I mean, if they had done a little bit of investigation, they would have easily seen it on the internet. If they go to Google, Airpeace, this airline, who owns it, that's it. I mean, not a big deal. I mean, and then Meghan is crying that her brand is collapsing. Oh, and she's in tears. No, we're not going to trust her leadership. We're not going to trust Harry's leadership. These two doofuses, goofballs, are absolutely good for nothing, and that is the reality of it, guys. That is really what is happening at the moment. I have some comments here coming from Gina. Thank you, guys. Susie, Leo the Lion, Missy, thank you, guys, for your comments. Leave a comment if you have any more, and I will see you soon again on the next video. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Take care.